Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. Today's episode is going to be a little bit of a different one, the reason being that I have been ever so busy. Clearing out this ocean area here has been a ridiculous task. It has taken me an enormous amount of time, and what you're watching right now is just some footage of me doing the little jobs, sped up so you can kind of see what goes on in between the episodes. And so for this episode, there are actually a couple of topics that I wanted to talk to you about. So while we're watching that in the background, I'm just sitting here talking to my computer in my room by myself. It's very strange. Yes, that's how this whole YouTube thing works and how video making works. But yeah, the topics that I wanted to talk to you about. First of all, every now and then I like to slow things down and say, let's hang on a minute and remind you guys that I really do appreciate all the support that you give me to do this. Lately I've just been in a really great mood, really been enjoying making videos, and I just wanted to let you know that you are appreciated and all the support you give me is well and truly appreciated. And it just feels like it's forever, one video after the other, and it continuously goes on day by day, and it feels like I never get a chance to slow it down and just say thank you. So this is me slowing it down, saying thank you for all of your support. I really do appreciate it, and I love making these videos. So here we are making another one right now. As of right now, I am actually a little bit annoyed. I might sound a bit different, and that is because my internet has been off for the last 3 or 4 hours. So I'm just sitting here editing this video, not being able to get online and do some more work on the area, which is kind of annoying. So there are, as I said, a couple more things I want to talk about, and then we're probably going to do a time lapse, because by the time I get back to recording on the server, I'm hoping that I would have cleared out the entire area, and I've actually done a lot more progress than what you're seeing right now. This was recorded a couple of days ago. But the other two things that I want to talk about, first of all, are t-shirts. Now, I've seen a lot of people push t-shirts on their channels, and it's not the kind of thing that I do. I put out a t-shirt video maybe even a year ago now, and I didn't really push it, but I put them out there because if people wanted to buy them and have a nice Asuma t-shirt, then you're welcome to, but I'm not looking to make any money from it or anything like that. And it just so happens that there is enough money from the revenue of people buying the t-shirts to make another design. So I thought I would mention it and let you guys know that if you buy a t-shirt, I'm not trying to push them. If it's something you really want, then the money goes back into just making more of them, basically, and me commissioning Inkbite, who done the first t-shirt, to do another one. And I was thinking of doing another one. There's one I definitely want to do at some point, which will be the Doom 2 cover. So if you've seen the original t-shirt design, it's based on the Doom cover, and for the second one I thought it'd be really cool if it had a picture of me, like fighting a wither instead of the big demon from Doom whose name I can't seem to remember at the moment. So that was my idea for a second shirt design, and I don't really have any other ideas than that, so I thought I'd put it out there. If any of you have ideas for t-shirt designs or just some cool artwork or something that you think would be cool, then you can leave a comment or send me a message or tweet me or anything like that, and I'll check that out, because I would like to get some other ideas. I don't just want to make one more t-shirt. I think it'd be pretty cool to get a nice little collection going on Spreadshirt. So if you are interested, there's a link down there in the description box. And last of all, the third thing I wanted to talk about was my music blog. Now, I am a huge fanatical person when it comes to music, and for the longest time I've been thinking I'd really like to have a music blog to kind of track all the music that I find to discover, because I'm always listening to my favourites as well as looking for new music, and a lot of the time I find myself scratching my head trying to remember what that song was that I was listening to a while ago. And a good way to track that would be to write it down. And since I have an audience of people who are interested in watching me playing Minecraft, and I know some of you are interested in what kind of music I'm into, I thought it would be a really good idea to make a music blog. And I have discussed it before, but this time I have finally gotten around to doing it, and I've really been enjoying writing about music so far. So if you are interested in checking that out, also a link down there in the description box, or you can just go to my website, you can find a link there. And basically I'm just going to post my favourite albums, things that I'm listening to, and new stuff that I'm discovering. And I'm also very interested in finding some new music. In fact, I've already had a recommendation for which I've been listening to a label called Monster Cat, which some of you may be familiar. They are, seems they're pretty big and new in the whole world of like electronic music and dub, and I really like them. That was a recommendation I got. So if you want to come over there and just check out the stuff that I'm talking about and sharing, if you want to recommend something, I'll be up for listening to it as well. That's just what I'm like. I love to hear new music. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what you'll think about it, and it'd be nice to have some people on board following the blog as well. But as I said, the links are all down there in the description box. So that's me doing my little bit of rambling. Hope you've enjoyed the footage in the background. If all's gone to plan, we should now be jumping into a time lapse, as this is a little bit of a special episode to take a break, because I kind of wanted to slow things down for an episode, and also I had an immense amount of work to do with clearing out this ocean area. But there you go. So, as I said, if all goes to plan, you should be hearing some music. Well, there you go. The removal is almost complete. It's been absolutely insane doing this. I cannot remember the last time I poured so much time and effort into an individual project. But there you go. You can really see just how much has been cleared by standing in the middle of here. And there is yet more work to be done, because, of course, this goes down even lower. And there's loads of water on the inside of there. Now, my plan is to possibly kill these guardians with full damage. I haven't given too much thought to the farm design, but I think killing them with full damage and picking up their items with rails seems like the smartest way to do things. And if we're going to do that, it means we definitely need to remove this platform here. So there is still more work to be done. You can see over on this side, there doesn't appear to be too much work to do. There you go, there's some water, and this is probably going to go down a little bit in places. Let's not waste any of these materials as well as we remove them. If we go over to the other sides though, you'll see that there is quite a bit of water, so there's still more work to be done here, but I tell you what, I've enjoyed it and it has been pretty crazy to do. So yeah, if we just look around a little bit over here, you can see there's a lot more water removal to be done, but this is quite shallow, and I think we can actually do that pretty quickly with a few sponges. So I won't be building the Guardian farm like next episode or straight away. In fact, I probably need to just slow it down for a couple of episodes, do something a little bit more relaxed, because this has been intense. I practically removed the entire thing by myself, and that's why maybe there's been less videos. Like, I haven't done a mod source in a while, and it's just because I've been focusing on this project. So there are a couple of other things I want to talk to you this episode. Let's talk about UHC first of all. UHC Season 3, by now, I mean at the time I'm recording this, the episode hasn't gone out, but you have of course now seen what happened. So if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen the video, spoiler alert, you know, pause the video, go watch it, or just skip ahead or something. And so here it is. Yep, I died, and I didn't play very well at all, did I? I think the problem for me was that I got kind of negative halfway through playing the game, and I can be like that sometimes. I can be a little bit negative, and I'm always trying to be positive and focus on things that make me happy, etc. But in that instance, for some reason, I just got in a kind of negative mood mid-game, and I didn't really think about that. I didn't really think, hang on a minute, I'm not looking at this correctly. And because of that, I kind of gave up in some respects. I felt like there was no chance I had of winning, and so I just tried to make it enjoyable for you guys, but I ended up moaning a lot. And so on reflection, I was quite frustrated with the way I played because, I could have gone to the Nether, I could have at least tried to have done something interesting, and I think, I'm never going to do that again in a UHC. I'm always going to go in there now thinking, whatever happens, we have to try and kill people, basically, and not give up. And I don't know. I could probably ramble on about it for quite some time, but I didn't play very well. So I think the reason that I kind of got into a negative attitude is because I was thinking a lot about how the videos were coming across, because we were playing solo, which I don't think we're going to do again because the others didn't seem to enjoy it that much. I actually quite enjoyed playing it solo and wouldn't mind doing it again. But because of that, I was really conscious of like the entertainment value of the videos, and so I felt like the fact that, well, it wasn't a fact at the time, but it really did seem like, I wasn't going to have a very good chance of winning, that meant that the videos wouldn't be very entertaining. You guys watching video after video of me caving, fumbling around, trying to find resources, it felt like that was the only thing that was going to happen for, another hour or so, and that wasn't really entertaining. But on reflection, I guess that's kind of a lot of what UHC is about. So I'd like to know from you if you want to leave a comment down below and let me know your feedback about what is it you like about UHC, because it seems like the caving is a much bigger part of it than I really thought. I always saw the caving as the kind of boring bit, and once people are done caving, that's when things get interesting. But it seems like, based on the comments, some people really enjoy watching the teams or the players go through the caving process and figure out how they're going to play. Yeah, but that's probably enough about UHC. Again, I'm sorry, I kind of got negative. I don't want that to ever happen again. I'm always going to go in the future playing with a positive attitude and maintain that throughout, because otherwise, you get killed in a sorry fashion like I did. It wasn't really the greatest of deaths. Anyway, there is one more thing that I want to talk about while I'm doing this, and that is the world tour. The comments for that video, a lot of people were commenting about how it was at the wrong time, and how they were unable to attend, and last time they couldn't get on, etc. And I realised that what's happening is all of the people who have had a negative response to it, like they can't attend, which is unfortunate, then go and leave a comment. So there's actually probably a lot of people out there that are really looking forward to it that just haven't voiced their opinions. So I wanted to just talk a little bit more about that. We have to pick a date where we can all attend, and someone is always going to miss out, and it's just unfortunate. The alternative is to not do it at all. So we don't want to do that. We always want to do world tours, and it's been a very long time since we've done the last one. I'm going to try and make it so these things happen every couple of months from now on, because I don't know why it took so long for us to get around to doing this, but we've decided to do it now, and we know it's going to be fun and a great event. And also there is a 10-minute window for getting on the server. This is just about having a little bit of fun, letting you guys come on and see the world, because we don't do world downloads. I feel like that takes away from my experience here on the server, and I think a few other people feel the same way as well. If other people are playing on the world, able to download it, then it feels like everything you do here doesn't belong to you. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe that, I guess, without a little more thought. So yeah, there's a 10-minute window, and that's so we can get on as many people as possible. And it's not ideal, and I think maybe what we'll do in one of the future world tours is perhaps focus on having one that runs for longer, because we do it as an event, and we can't sit at our computers for 24 hours. So maybe what we'd do is like a 24-hour server where everyone has a half-hour window, and it's not an event that we live stream. You'll just get to come on here and have a look around yourself. So I don't know if you've got any ideas to share on that. That's just something that I'm thinking about right now, rambling on while I'm doing a little bit of work. I don't like to talk too much just randomly like I'm doing right now, if that makes sense, in my videos. I always feel like when I listen to it back that I don't describe things very well, and I feel like I need to record it again and say all those things again to describe them in a better light or detail, etc. And I think that's very OCD, and what I want to try and do lately. And when I say OCD, of course, it is not obsessive compulsive disorder. That has just become a term for describing neatness, I guess, in the modern age. In the same way that, crazy doesn't quite mean crazy anymore, or some other terms for mental illness have just become common usage and slang. I need to throw down some torches, don't I? And yeah, so one of the things that I am trying to do is just to be a little more relaxed when I talk about these things. I'm always going to listen to them and hear the way I talk about things and think I described them incorrectly, or I didn't do a good job of describing or expressing myself very well. But I think you're never going to overcome that by re-recording stuff over and over again. So I'm making this attempt to just put a bit more talking into my videos and to be a lot more straightforward about it as well. And hopefully you enjoy that. I don't know. Because I could certainly listen to everything that I've just said about UHC and the World Tour and go back and record it again because, I didn't say this correctly or that sounded a little bit odd, etc. And I just felt like sharing that with you. Anyway, I've got more work to do here, but I think it's probably time to wrap things up this episode. But I'm pretty sure there's something important that I'll have wanted to announce or mention in this video that I've got on my note list somewhere. So I'm going to go check that and I'll be back with you in a second. So I've talked about pretty much everything there is that I wanted to talk about. I have this little list of things I need to mention in my videos, and there was one thing I remember that I didn't actually write down on there. The whole time I was doing this, the whole removal thing, there's bits of it that feel a little bit interesting, like you'd like to share it, but ultimately you just got to crack on, do all this stuff off camera, and there are a couple of times that interesting things happen that you wish you were recording for, and I can't remember many of them. Most of them involved mobs. One time I had this section of 5x5 carved out, and I went down and there must have been 20 guardians at the bottom, and it was absolutely crazy. They wrecked my armor and everything, but there was one thing that happened recently when I was logging in, logging out day after day, clearing stuff, coming back on. I noticed that all of a sudden there were these sand pillars over on this side, which was really strange because sometimes you get, block problems where you remove blocks and they appear removed on your end, but on the server they're actually there. And this happened after I'd logged out and logged back in several times. I just noticed that these sand pillars have re-emerged over on this side somewhere, and that was really strange. And I looked at it for a while and I couldn't understand how I'd even not noticed that, or how it had reappeared after I'd logged on and off so many times. But there you go, that is my one little interesting story from all of this. And if you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. I put an enormous amount of effort into doing this right here, and so hopefully the video has been entertaining as well as the scale of this project, which I am certainly looking forward into turning into a farm. Once we make a farm, we get to make it look pretty as well and do some building, and in general, I'm just really looking forward to what we can do here. But that is it. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.